G'day legends, I hope you're doing amazingly well. So today I'm going to share with you some incredible Logic Pro features that I use that have saved me thousands of dollars and significantly boosted my productivity and creativity. So if you're serious about streamlining your workflow, stick around and I'll show you some game-changing tips and secret key commands. Imagine jumping into a friend's car. It feels different, controls are in unfamiliar places, and it just takes time to adjust. Even your car probably felt like that at first, right? Over time, you customize it to suit your needs. Well, Logic Pro is absolutely no different. Customizing your workspace and learning Logic Pro's hidden features can revolutionize your workflow. Today, I'll show you how to set up custom templates for effortless creativity, leverage hidden key commands that most producers overlook, and optimize Logic Pro to work exactly the way that you want it to. And don't worry, everything we do today is available in a downloadable Logic project file from the description box below, so you can follow along and implement these tips yourselves. We've opened up a Logic project. Now what we're going to do is set up some automatic fades. So every time I record audio, an automatic in fade is applied and an automatic out fade is applied. And also, when I join audio regions together, an automatic crossfade is applied. The benefits of putting fades on your audio means that it will help to eliminate clicks and pops. So simple to do. I'll show you how to do it. We go to region, down to more, and where it says type, we're going to go to equal power crossfade. And in the values here of fade in and fade out, we can select whatever we want. I like to use 711, but for the demonstrations of this tutorial, I'm going to put in a value of 150. Now when I push record and I'm recording audio here, you will see that when I stop, an automatic fade will have been applied. Look at that, amazing. We can edit the fade in a couple of ways. We can double click in the value box here. Let's say we want a bigger fade in, and or we can drag the fade in and out. The other thing that we can do to the fade is that we can change the curve. You can see here, I'm actually going through and changing the shape by changing the curve value. But Sven, what about crossfades? That's really simple. What we do is I am going to record some audio right now. I'm gonna have a few breaths, and what we're gonna do is perfect. So I've got a breath here that I want to take out. You'll notice that the fades have already been applied, but what I'm going to do is just delete that audio and you can see that a crossfade has been applied. So simple, so easy. And let's just check. Perfect. So the second feature that we're going to look at is customizing your control bar and display. It saves so much time having things that you want up here when you need them. We've got a couple of ways of customizing it. In any of these gray areas, we can just right click on our mouse and that will bring up a customized control bar and display. We can also go over to this arrow here on our toolbar and we can go down to customize control bar and display, and or we can use a key command which I've set up, which will customize our control bar and display. So I find these really, really useful, especially the auto punch and the set punch in and out locator by playhead, as well as the pre-fader metering and low latency mode performance meter. So there's a lot here to go over, but just customize this so it meets your needs. I'm going to show you some advanced features as well. Under Logic Pro, under settings and then general, this will bring up this window, which is the settings window. The first thing I like to do is set my auto backup to the last 100 alternative versions. Under editing, I like to make sure that the number of undo steps that I have is set to 100. I use my right mouse button to open the tool and shortcut menu. So that just means when I'm out here, I can go right click and it'll bring up this tool menu here. So good. Awesome, actually. Under recording, I like to set the file type as WAV and the bit depth as 24-bit. Under automation, the feature Move Track Automation with Regions, I have 3 available options, never, always, and ask. I set it to ask. So a couple of cool things. Under View Tracks, I like to set my track color to 96 colors and my marker color I'll set to 24 colors because I don't really ever have any more markers than 24. Actually, probably more than 8 or 10. The other feature which is really cool is View Mixer, and then we can turn on or off Show Mastering Assistant button in the stereo output. So when I'm working on a song, I'll just leave it off. And then if I'm doing a master, I'll turn it back on. But that way I don't accidentally turn it on. The next feature that you'll want to turn on is enable complete features. This is under the advanced tab here, and you just simply click the enable complete features. So we're going to customize some track header components. In order to do that, we're just going to hold down Control and click on the track, go down to track header components. Now you can turn any of these on or off as you like. Some of them I love, like for example, track color bars. That's so good and really useful for when we're mixing, and also track alternatives. So I'm going to turn track color bars on now. And what I'm going to do is select these stems. I'm going to import them. And you'll see how they come up onto the arrange page. Really, really cool. The colors are also applicable on the mixer window, which is cool. So if I just click Control and click on the icon, I can quickly change that icon to whatever I want it to be. I could change it to a real kit here, which will change it to this, and or I can leave it on these grayed out icons, which will then apply the color of that track to the icon. If you click in your mixer window and then click Option X, it'll bring up your channel strip configuration. It's super useful to just get your head around some of these configurations and see what you like. Some of these might really work for you. For example, notes. I love notes, but you may not like it, so you could just turn it off if you don't like it. But it also has the track color, which I think is really cool. If you don't like the track color, you can turn it off. And there's a bunch of other settings here as well. The other thing I want to point out in this window is the narrow channel strips and the wide channel strips. If you're working on a big complex project, you might want to have narrow channel strips. And then if you're working on a project that isn't as big or you need to read it, you can make the width of the channel strips bigger, which is really cool. All right, so we are going to learn some key commands. The first one that we're going to look at is opening up the key assignment window, which is Option K. And here we can search for key commands. We can also customize our key commands. So it's a super useful key command to memorize. Zoom vertical and zoom horizontal are amazing key commands and super easy to learn. You just literally hold Command and then you use your arrow keys. So here I'm affecting the zoom vertical with my up and down arrow keys, and I'm also affecting zoom horizontal with my left and right arrow keys. If we want to open up automation, that's super easy. We just push A. So guys, automation is super useful. It's not just useful for volume and pan settings. It is actually useful for controlling a lot of these different parameters here. We can automate the plugin in a variety of different ways. We can click and hold where it says volume, and we could go down to the plugin, and then we can change any of these parameters. We'll just do that first. I'll show you here. So let's just say, for example, we want to change the mid dip. We could do this. And have a look at the mid dip. Boom. Another really easy way of doing this is setting automation to latch, pushing play, and then changing the parameter that you want to change. Beautiful. Okay, now let's just say, for example, we want to change a couple of different things here. Well, we can do that as well. So we've just changed the threshold, but let's change the low peak at the same time. So we'll go here and we are going to go to low peak, and you can see that the threshold's in the background there on the automation. And let's do this. We'll just move that right up so we can see it and have a look. So both of those are moving at the same time. I've set my command click tool to the marquee tool, and I can see what I've selected here. Every time I push command, it'll actually just bring up my marquee tool. Now I can just highlight a region, I can select it, and I could delete it if I wanted to. If I wanted to get a little bit more control straight away, I could just click and hold Shift and Control. And look at this, much more control. And as the track is wider, I'll have a lot more control as well. So you can see that. Very cool trick. So I've got a single out at the moment titled That's Why It Works. Now, I've been asked by radio to provide a bunch of promo scripts. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to push record and I'm going to read the first one. Hi, this is Sven. I hope you enjoy my new single. So there were some parts there that I really wanted to fix up. Now, I'm going to put my headphones on in order to do that. The next key command that I'm going to show you is so useful for podcasts, for audiobooks, for spoken word, etc. For radio promos, I want to ripple delete. So basically, I want to move this audio here. I want to delete this audio that I've selected, and I want to move that over to here. It's not called ripple delete in Logic. It's actually called delete and backspace. So I've set up a custom key command for it, which is Shift Control Command M. Boom. The next key command that we're going to look at is split events regions at playhead. It's really cool. It's just Apple T. And I'll show you as we come here, I'm going to push Apple T. I'm going to play all this bit, and then I'm going to push Apple T there, and it's going to cut or split those regions.
Or listen to my music on Spotify. I hope you enjoy my new single.
Apple T. Oh, breathe that in. One more time.
This is Sven.
Messed it up.
Hi.
Okay, so I pushed Apple T again, and now I can do that really cool key command that we just learnt, which was Shift Control Command M, and that could join it up together if we needed it to. I've cut my region, and now I want to loop it while I work on it. So I want to keep cycling through that region as I work on it. It's a really cool, easy key command, which is just Command U. Now it'll cycle.
This is
Okay, and that'll keep repeating. If I wanted to export this, all I have to do is Command E while the region is selected, and boom, I can then go through and export there. When you've got a bunch of plugins open and you want to continue working on the track and you don't want them open anymore, if you just push V, you don't have to do this anymore where you go up and you close them one by one. No. You just push V and it'll close. Haha. And if I did that by mistake and I want to get them back, I just push V again. Ta-da! This one's my secret weapon. I love this key command. It is a customized one that I set up. It is Control, Shift, Command, and C. And what that does is it clears all of these plugins from the track, and it basically resets the channel strip. I'll show you. Kaboom. If I want to delete just one plugin or a couple of plugins, another really beneficial key command, new to 11.1, is Command and click on the plugin, and it'll delete the plugin that I've selected. Another key command that I use all the time is Option C, and it brings up my color palette. To save a template, it is so easy. All you do is go to File, go to Save as Template, and then you save the template. You can create a new folder. We'll call this Tutorials, and under here, we'll call this Basic Customization Template. Done. I would recommend that you save mixing templates and you save recording templates. It's super easy and super cool. I hope these tips help you maximize your time in Logic Pro 11. If you'd like me to create some beginner tutorials on basic key commands or other topics, let me know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share to support my channel. I can't wait to hear your songs on the radio someday. Until next time, take care, happy producing, and God bless.